Guelph is a city in southwestern Ontario, Canada. Known as the Royal City, Guelph is roughly 28 kilometres east of Waterloo and 100 kilometres west of downtown Toronto at the intersection of Highway 6 and Highway 7. It is the seat of Wellington County, but is politically independent of it. Because of its low crime rates, clean environment and generally high standard of living, Guelph is consistently rated as one of Canada's best places to live. Guelph has been noted as having one of the lowest unemployment rates in the country throughout the 2008-2012 global recession, and has ranked at the bottom of Canada's crime severity list since 2007. History: before colonization, the area was considered by the surrounding indigenous communities to be a neutral zone. On selected dates, members from these communities would meet and trade goods by the Speed River. Guelph was selected as the headquarters of British development firm the Canada Company by its first superintendent John Galt, a popular Scottish novelist who designed the town to attract settlers and the surrounding countryside. Galt designed the town to resemble a European city centre, complete with squares, broad main streets and narrow side streets, resulting in a variety of block sizes and shapes which are still in place today. The street plan was laid out in a radial street and grid system that branches out from the downtown, a technique which was also employed in other planned towns of this era, such as Buffalo, New York. The Canada Company established Guelph in 1827 to serve as the company's headquarters during the development of the Huron Tract, although town later came into its own as a prosperous railway and industrial centre. Guelph was founded by the symbolic felling of a tree on St. George's Day, April 23, 1827, the feast day of the patron saint of England. The town was named to honour Britain's royal family, the Hanoverians, who were descended from the Guelphs, the ancestral family of George IV, the reigning British monarch. Thus the nickname the Royal City. The directors of the Canada Company had actually wanted the city to be named Goderic, but reluctantly accepted the fait accompli. Guelph was incorporated as a city in 1879. The Canadian Communist Party began as an illegal organisation in a rural barn near the town of Guelph, Ontario, on May 28 and 29, 1921. Guelph was the home of North America's first cable TV system. Frederick T. Metcalf created McLean Hunter Television and their first broadcast was Queen Elizabeth's coronation in 1953. Guelph's police force had Canada's first municipal motorcycle patrol. Chief Ted Lamb brought back an army motorcycle he used during the First World War. Motorcycles were faster and more efficient than walking. The city is home to the University of Guelph and Sleeman Breweries Limited. The Ontario Agricultural College, the oldest part of University of Guelph, began in 1873 as an associate agricultural college of the University of Toronto. Guelph Collegiate Vocational Institute, established in the 1840s, is one of the province's oldest high schools. Guelph has 3 National Historic Sites of Canada, the Church of Our Lady Immaculate, Macrae House and Old City Hall. Etymology: the name Guelph comes from the Italian Guelfo and the Bavarian Germanic Welf. It is a reference to the reigning British monarch at the time Guelph was founded, King George IV, whose family was from the House of Hanover, a younger branch of the House of Welf. In Italy, during the late medieval period and up until the 15th century, a conflict between the Guelfi Neri, the Guelfi Bianchi, and the Ibellines ensued throughout the Italian peninsula. The Guelfi were named after an aristocratic family that ruled various parts of Europe at different times. Geography and climate. Topography and water courses. Downtown Guelph is situated above the confluence of the Speed and Aramis rivers, which have numerous tributaries. The Speed River enters from the north and the Aramis River from the east. The two rivers meet below downtown and continue southwest. There are also many creeks and rivers creating large tracts of densely forested ravines, and providing ideal sites for parks and recreational trails. The city is built on several drumlins and buried waterways, the most notable being an underground creek flowing below the Albion Hotel, once the source of water used to brew beer. Climate. This region of Ontario has cold winters and warm, humid summers, falling into the CAR paragraph PPEN climate classification DFB zone, with moderately high rainfall and snowfall. It is generally a couple of degrees cooler than lower elevation regions on the Great Lakes shorelines, especially so in winter, the exception being on some spring afternoons when the lack of an onshore breeze boosts temperatures well above those found lakeside. Economy. The city of Guelph has a diversified economy that has helped Guelph obtain the lowest unemployment rate in the country at 4.2%. Manufacturing is the leading sector, accounting for 24.3% of employment. The second largest industry is educational services, accounting for 11.3%. 26.1% of business in the manufacturing industry are categorized as fabricated metal product manufacturing businesses. The City of Guelph's economic development strategy identified life science, agri-food and biotechnology firms, environmental management and technology companies as growth industries on which to focus economic development activities. Guelph's three largest employers include Linamar, the University of Guelph, and the Upper Grand District School Board. Demographics. Guelph is the fifth fastest growing city in Canada with a population growth rate of about 2% per year. According to the Ontario Places to Grow plan, Guelph's population is projected to be about 144,500 by the year 2021. Population varies throughout the year because of variations in the University of Guelph student population. The 2001 census enumerated 114,943 residents of Guelph. 49.1% were male and 50.9% were female. 6.2% were under 5. The average age is 35.7 years of age. Between 1996 and 2001, the population of Guelph grew 10.7%. The 2011 metro population density of Guelph was 335.6 people per square kilometre. Historically, Guelph's population has been principally British in origin, with 92% in 1880 and 87% in 1921. Some 10% of the resident population described themselves as visible minorities, predominantly South Asian, mostly of Afghan, Indian and Pakistani origin, 2.43%. Chinese, 2.42%, Black Canadian African Canadians, 1.25%, and many others including Filipino and Vietnamese. The city is mostly Christian, 74.17%, almost evenly split among Protestants and Roman Catholics. The largest non-Christian religion is Buddhism, 1.45%, followed by Islam. Education. 4 school boards operate in the city. The Upper Grand District School Board administers all of Wellington County, as well as adjacent Dufferin County, while the Wellington Catholic District School Board administers Catholic education in Wellington County, including Guelph. The Conseil Scolaire de District Catholique Centre-Sud offers French first-language education for students with parents who had elementary and secondary education in French at École Cole Saint-Rena. Copyright Goupil. The Conseil Scolaire Viamond, with similar entrance requirements, operates the École Cole Copyright La Copyright Mentale Dissa Copyright E. There are also numerous private schools in Guelph: Cornerstone Canadian Reformed Christian School, Resurrection Christian Academy, Guelph Community Christian School, Guelph Montessori School, Trillium Waldorf School, Wellington Hall Academy, and Wellington Montessori School, Echo Montessori. Guelph CVI will offer the International Baccalaureate program beginning in 2014. Secondary schools. Due to the presence of 2 different English school boards, Guelph has numerous elementary and secondary schools. The secondary schools are as follows: Public, Centennial CVI, College Heights CVI, Guelph CVI, John F. Ross CVI, Catholic, Our Lady of Lourdes CHS, St. James CHS, Bishop McDonnell CHS, St. John Bosco Secondary School. Post-secondary institutions. University of Guelph, one of Canada's top comprehensive universities, and home to the Ontario Agricultural College and the Ontario Veterinary College. Conestoga College has a small campus in Guelph. Public library system. Although a private library had existed since 1832, A public library did not exist in Guelph until 1882, when the Free Libraries Act allowed municipalities to operate libraries. After occupying premises near City Hall, it moved into an Andrew Carnegie-funded building in 1905, which was eventually demolished in 1964. The current main library building was opened in 1965. Guelph is served by a growing library system composed of a main library located in the downtown core, 5 branches and a bookmobile. With a membership of over 85,000, the Guelph Public Library System's goals include preserving and indexing public materials relating to the history of Guelph. Although no formal program has been developed, the library acquires municipal records of archival value from the city of Guelph. Government municipal. The city is a single-tier municipality governed by a mayor-council system. The structure of the municipal government is stipulated by the Ontario Municipal Act of 2001. There are currently 12 councillors and a mayor, with 2 councillors representing each of the 6 wards. The mayor and members of the city council serve 4-year terms without term limits, with the next election in October 2018. Prior to the 2006 election, the mayor and city councillors served 3-year terms. Guelph City Council is responsible for policy and decision-making, monitoring the operation and performance of the city, analyzing and approving budgets and determining spending priorities. In 2014, Ward 4 Councillor Cam Guthrie defeated incumbent Karen Farbridge, 50% to 36% for the position of mayor. 5 incumbent councillors were re-elected, 4 rookie councillors were elected, 3 former councillors were elected, 2 incumbents were defeated, and 4 did not seek re-election. Provincial. Guelph occupies a single provincial riding of the same name, and is currently represented in the Legislative Assembly of Ontario by Liz Sandals, a member of the ruling Ontario Liberal Party. Sandals was named Ontario's Minister of Education in February 2013. Federal. Guelph also occupies a federal riding of the same name, and has been represented in the House of Commons of the Parliament of Canada by Frank Valeriot of the Liberal Party of Canada since 2008. Culture. Historic sites. Downtown Guelph, many downtown streets are lined with Victorian-era buildings, which are now well over a century old. Guelph Civic Museum, a museum located on Catholic Hill adjacent to the Church of Our Lady. At Guelph Civic Museum one can find pictures, films and other antique materials related to the historic development of the city of Guelph. St. Patrick's Ward. National Historic Sites, Old City Hall, a formal, classical civic building. Built in 1856-57. Macrae House, home of John Macrae, author of In Flanders Fields. Church of Our Lady Immaculate, a Roman Catholic church designed by Joseph Connolly, located downtown, is a local landmark. Outdoor attractions. Most of the natural attractions of Guelph are located beside the 2 rivers which pass inside the city, Speed River and Aramasar River. Guelph Lake, University of Guelph Arboretum, Riverside Park, located beside the Speed River at north of Guelph, York Road Park, Hanlon Creek Park, Royal City Park and Wellington Street Nature Sites, Exhibition Park. Festivals. Guelph Contemporary Dance Festival, Guelph Pride Week, Guelph and District Multicultural Festival, Hillside Festival, Two Rivers Festival, John Galt Day, Festival Italiano, Guelph Jazz Festival, Guelph Festival of Moving Media, Fairy Fest. Arts facilities. The MacDonald Stewart Arts Centre, the Bookshelfie Bar Art Space, Ed Video Media Arts Centre, River Run Centre, Guelph Youth Music Centre. Entertainment. The Sleeman Centre is a sports and entertainment venue in Guelph. The large, modern facility allows for a variety of events such as concerts, sporting and family events, trade shows and conferences, and it is home to the local hockey team, the Guelph Storm. Music. From a bell organ factory to the opera singer Edward Johnson, Guelph has been a source of musical contribution. Today, Guelph is a thriving indie rock scene, which has spawned some of Canada's more well-known indie bands. Guelph is also home to the Hillside Festival, a hugely popular music festival held at nearby Guelph Lake during the summer, as well as the Guelph Jazz Festival. Guelph is also home to the Guelph Symphony Orchestra, and 2 yearly classical music festivals. The Kiwanis Music Festival of Guelph showcases students from Guelph and surrounding areas, while the Guelph Music Fest offers performances by local professional classical musicians. Sports teams Transportation Bus Guelph Transit provides local transportation around the city. On June 20, 2007, Guelph Transit launched a web-based system known as Next Bus. Global positioning satellites technology and advanced computer modeling provide riders via the Internet, handheld devices, or their telephones to receive accurate, real-time arrival and departure information. Intercity connections by Geo Transit and Greyhound Canada are made at the Guelph Central Station. Rail Guelph was the first municipality in Canada to have its own federally chartered railway, the Guelph Junction Railway. This 25-kilometre link to the CPR is still municipally owned. The following is cited from the 2010 Community Profile. Guelph is also served by both the Canadian National Railway and the Canadian Pacific Railway. The city's own Guelph Junction Railway provides industry with freight handling facilities and connections to CNR and CPR. Via Rail provides intra-Euro-City passenger rail service. On December 19, 2011, Geo Transit began commuter train service to Guelph, with 2 trains heading eastbound to Toronto in the morning, and 2 returning westbound in the evenings. Highways Highway 401 to Toronto and London, Highway 7 to Kitchener and Acton, Highway 6 to Hamilton and Owen Sound. This highway is known as the Hanlon Expressway for most of its length inside the city. The MTO has plans to extend the Hanlon to Kitchener, Ontario, as well. They plan to upgrade the status to a controlled access highway. Twin Cities, Lauria, Veneto, Italy, Castelfranco Veneto, Italy, La Castellana, Treviso, Italy. See also, People from Guelph, Media in Guelph. References. External links, media related to Guelph at Wikimedia Commons, City of Guelph.